Alright. The lobby is live, let's go. Zom, Ray, Tiogui, and then the ones who I just immediately forgot. That's alright. Alright. Ray's still on Yanxue, we'll see Musician. Here's a Tanxian. Tiogui on Tanxian. First time I think we've seen Tanxian this event. Efric representing the usual. The Wu Xingzhe outfit has been broken out. In case of emergency, break glass, the Wu Xingzhe costume is here. Some with a slightly awkward start. Opting to run the smash and combine the bud. Yeah, Tuncio dedicated to that hamster lifestyle. So this is Xian, the snowball. This is the name of Catgirl's cat. Also the name of the team, the mascot. Zom is on the board. The Wu Xingzhes look like they are taking names, so making that everybody else's problem. Zom's board evolving very nicely. Staring down Efreet though, which is pretty rough. You really don't want to fight each other in the early rounds when you're Chinray, since you have to make sure that you're actually playing cards. So I'm choosing to just run the board straight. Wu Xingzhe's both with powerful starts. Tiogui looks like they're probably going to lose this one. Ray's board also probably not quite up to speed. We're seeing the classic painter Zhang Ximing. Check side jobs after this. I think we've got a fairly good idea of what people are going to be running from the start, though. So this is Xuetan from the snowball team, and then this is Jiao. Oh, sorry, I can't remember their full name. Check the spreadsheet. Jiao Guoxia from May the Dao Be With You, I believe. So quick check. So Fulu, Chinray, Elixir Wu Xingzhe, Elixir Wu Xingzhe, Elixir Yao Ling. Formation Master Tanxian, the dream is real. Painter Mu Hu to be affected, Painter Jiangxun to be affected, and Musician Yanxue. So not too many surprises here. I think this is definitely the big wild card. Zom with the maxed Bud and upgraded Rush. Not a terrible place to be. Looks like it should be able to handle Tioguy's Tanxian board. Tanxian's early game boards tend to be a little bit of a mess. So yeah, Formation Master Tanxian with the buff to only traces level 2, now being a post-action card. Her HHH board is significantly stronger once she procs her cheat death. It's a pretty do or die situation though. You are literally on your last hit point when your board actually comes online, so in the meantime you are somewhat reliant on Anther spam. Oh dang, enemy traces is strong. These Wu Xingzhes are running rampant though, winning all their fights, which is definitely going to be a problem for everyone. It's going to be everyone's problem. So Ray and Xuetan fighting. So I imagine Xuetan wants to win this fight, which looks like he's being done by just going first. What was it changed to into? Good question. The upgrade now has a post-action, so it qualifies for HHH. The shop option that upgrades your level 1 skill, yes, that also works really well with Tanxian and is another sort of into that strategy that doesn't require you to literally lose all your destiny. Shop comes online next turn, I believe, so we'll have a look to see what people are working with. Freak taking down the win. Zom beating the terrifying Jiang Ximing board is a really great spot. So, perfect result here. Quick squeeze at the shop. So, Cultivation +1, Scroller Breakthrough, Active Accumulation Exchange, I can't imagine we'll see much, and then a gold side drop card. So yeah, the upgraded only trace, it still chases. This is just a new line of text that wasn't on the card before. The post-action plus HP. And that's pretty much just to enable it to work with HHH. Alright, some fighting Xian, an opportunity to maybe knock one of these boards down a peg, though not going to be easy. So I'm a very deliberate player, a very methodical player, so this decision to lead on the Fletch, I think, is indicating that they expect to get back to that card. And expect that to be the card that wins. I think it's, well, it's kind of close, right? The defense elixir goes pretty far. Needing to spend a bunch of time playing these kind of terrible fire cards is not ideal. Good enough, though. The Wu Jingzhis remain in control. Zhugai's board has come along a pretty far way here. Doing a pretty good job actually just taking wins. And here we have the team matchup where, once again, the Wu Jingzhi is gonna get an extra free couple of exchanges. Wu Jingzhi is a pretty good character here. Guaranteeing the extra exchanges when you fight your teammate is a pretty nice boon. So Ray has their kindness tune. Efreak has a solid metal board. Looks like we're rolling to try to improve it. Jiang Ximing's board, it looks like every Jiang Ximing board you've ever fought. This Tanxian board has been doing a little bit better than I expected. We have a locked escape plan, which goes well in the HHH strategy. And then these two Wu Jingzhis, we have to imagine playing either for World Smash or building into Mono Wood like last game. Mono Fire is also an option. There are no Duan Chuan characters in this lobby, so you can actually just play Flash Fires and Heart Fires, and they will do what is written on the card instead of nothing. So also, we may have expected to be going first here, based on the order of their cards. I would rather have these guard up elixirs a little bit earlier if you're going first. It looks like the mistake was just not eating one of the cards. So I'm staring down a lot of internal injury here. Has found a Spar Shadow, which is a pretty big bolster to their damage. Looks like it's going to be enough to get them through this. Yeah, Efreak having the misfortune of running into Jiang Ximing. Zhuge's still winning fights with this board of all level 1 cards. Love it. This is definitely the strategy I'm most intrigued in from this current patch. Whether this HHH Tanxian board is really something to be respected now going forward. So he's found a pair of shuttles. I mean, Mono Metal is something you can play. I think you definitely want to lean into the World Smash angle from the start of shuttles, but there's nothing saying you have to. There's nothing saying you can't play Mono Metal if that is the direction you end up going in. A little bit torn here. This is kind of a piece of every archetype, but not enough of any of them to be particularly strong. Double Shuttle is nice, and there's a lot of upgraded cards on this board, so it all flows together fairly well, even if it looks kind of middling, or extremely middling. Spring Rain comes online soon for Zom, which will help a bit, though these are not mid-game boards to be taken lightly. Animations have freaked out here, so we'll just jump over to a freak battling Ray. No defeat for Zom, just the replay below is a little bit too much. Fight and big fan. Alright, so Spring Rain is online. Great Waves is a nice pickup. Kind of looking for something like a shuttle here. Sorry, not a shuttle, a Cirque here. So shuttle would be a good card to Cirque with. Opting to keep the Bud. Obviously the Earth Seal is part of the UWF setup. Looks like Xuetan is leading into the Fragrant line. Both players, both of the Wu Jingzhous potentially going down that road. Ray is struggling. This board is very strong. Ray's board looks decent, but this is quite a lot of upgrades. Might be a bit too much for him. If you thought last game with a snowballing Wu Jingzhou was tough, now we have two of them here. Three attack up is not to be taken lightly, let alone 5 attack up. As I said, these fire cards actually just do what is written on them now. Dang, big loss for F-Freak. I think Spring Rain pretty much solos this kind of meandering board from Xian. I think there's just not quite enough damage on it to really keep up with Spring Rain. Damage or healing, so good matchup for Zom. On one hand, I definitely want Zom to win, but I also kind of want to see this Xian really pop off with HHH. So definitely conflicting priorities here. I'm pretty sure Ray loses this one. Alright. Ray on only 29 Destiny, but on tier 5, so now's the time. Fighting their teammate, so a little bit of a tough spot, right? Because you want Wu Jingzhou to win, and you want Ray to draw extra cards, but you also don't want Ray to get eliminated. A loss here definitely puts Ray in elimination range. F-Freak just battling endless Wu Jingzhous over and over, which not really where you want to be. Zom leaning into this Spring Rain pretty hard here. Spring Rain is usually a little bit better than this Jiang Shimeng setup, but this is multiple upgraded blue cards, both of which add a ton of power to the board, so I think Zom might be a little bit under the pump here with that a little bit of extra defense. Normally I'd say you wouldn't be that worried about this one, but like I said, the upgraded White Snake and Starman represent a lot of extra damage. Like, it's almost just lethal, right? It is just lethal. Okay, so Ray wins this fight by virtue of just being the next tier up. Alright, this board much less effective against F-Freak, so both Wu Jingzhous taking a loss here. You know, Qinqiu manages to take down Qiugui. Xian's loss is starting to pile up a little bit. I don't know who I'm looking at here. Alright. So, we are... we're cooking. If this Falling Paper Cows rolls guard up, if I'm F-Freak, I'm never playing this game again. Might not even be enough. I think it's probably not enough. So I'm fighting a terrifying board. Once again seeing max Spiritage Elixir. Did Costa Shadow Dow this time? I don't think Spring Rain competes with this at all. I think it's not even close. Ray's board is an Egret and a Ravensword level 1. I would not call it inspiring. Curious to see if this one is enough. You mean Yanxue, you can never really count her out, but she does need some cards. She can't just run nothing forever. I mean, the second Egret will pretty much just kill by itself, so it's probably fine. I think there's enough chase on this board to get there. So I think she will in fact win this fight. The Max Sky Spirit Tune doing a ton of work. Also, just being a tier up goes pretty far as well. A little close. That's the Xian Guard. Efrey taking down Jiang Ximing. Okay. The board is online. It's just missing a Great Spirit and this card to upgrade. So, Chiugui is doing it. Race to the bottom here. Unlucky, no opportunity to upgrade the avatar outside of just dying, but they'll get there. Teammates fighting here, so presumably these cards are going to come off this board. Efreak and Ray fighting, I mean... Ray's board has not really come together. They do have access to this predicament if they want. And this Ravensword, I mean, actually this board has improved a fair bit. The Ravensword is now upgraded, and Ravensword is much better against Efreak than it was in the last matchup. Just these random amounts of defense line up fairly well against Sharp, though Vigorous still represents a pretty real problem. Zom's board is now online on tier 5. We've ditched Spring Rain already, which I respect it. You see how Efreak and Ray line up against each other. I'm having a hard time figuring it out. I think Vigorous probably does enough. Even with the Ravensword being a pretty big barrier. But I'm curious to see if that's true. Because it's going to take more than the Egret this time. It's going to require 3 Egrets. And the block is on the wrong card. Because the next Vigorous is just going to be near lethal through that Raven Spirit Sword. Oh, we don't even get that far. Alright, it's a big loss for Ray. So definitely on death's door. Chinchio loses. Zom setup here. Looking like it's working out fairly well, but actually just Force of Water accumulation ends up getting him. And this is not quite Exodia. It's Exodia adjacent though. That Tiger definitely not doing it. Well, Jugo is going to get their cheat death here, I think. This is looking like a max loss. Oh, did not actually. Okay. Staring down Ray. What's this Unrestrained Zero doing here? Just a continuous card so we can Rough Sprite and Burst Sword forever. I love it. This is how you become the best. So you become the best Yanxue. This is what it takes. This is what is required of you. The two Wuxingjus on top of the lobby and on top of the world. Chinxio in a team fight. Zom and Efreak battling each other as well. A single waves. I'm guessing that's so Zom can win. think it'd be better if Zom lost. Because I think Zom is going to be facing elimination after this round anyway, whereas Efreak might not be. It's only round 12. Man, it feels like it's a lot later than round 12. I guess there was a scroller breakthrough in the shop, so everyone broke through a turn and a half earlier than they would have otherwise. Yeah, you go to jail if your cards require chi. Though, are we just Anthemania Echo formationing? If so, that might be enough. But presumably there'll be cards in here that do cost chi. Double Echo. I think... Oh damn. Okay, never mind. Bad news for Ray. This plan is not gonna work. This is the end of Ray. What is this? This is degeneracy. this is two people just deciding that, you know what, I don't want to play Xian anymore. Alright. One Wu Jingzhe loses, another wins. A near perfect loss there. I'm not sure who they wanted to lose there. Alright. So Ray's down. We have Zom fighting the HHH Nightmare. I have to assume here our board looks something like HHH. So the way I understand this board to look is it's HHH, only traces, Echo Formation, Escape Plan, Great Spirit, Echo Formation, and you just bounce that way. Obviously, once the only trace is upgraded, that looks a little bit better, and I don't know if it lines up that well against Jinrei. But that is the general theory. Zom notably not having a card called Ultimate World Formation on their board. Not ideal. No tripod on this board either, though. This hamster's board is looking a little janky. Guard Up Elixir goes far. But the level 1 Formicide, level 1 Thunder Rhythm Hex, level 1 5 Thunders, none of that is very good. We have Marrow, but we don't have any of the Earth setup. Every here is just planning on playing Mono Metal. Oh, Formicide 2, sorry, I meant every other card is level 1. The problem with Mono Metal is you have a bunch of Elixirists at the top of the lobby. I'm curious to see this HHH board in action. What did I just see? I don't get it. Are we trying to lose? Are we just trying to... Have we decided... Is Chilgrade deciding that they have lost this fight and so they just want to get their only traces upgraded? Doesn't really make much sense to me, but I don't know the logic. Either way, it's definitely a freebie for Zom. Zom will be very happy about that one. It might have just been a misclick. Alright, Efreak wins this one. So that is the end of Chuntiao. This is Exodia Light with a side instead of a strike twice. Which I can't imagine is where you want to be. Close though. Don't worry, I've done much worse things on stream. Alright, Efreak now fighting the HHH Menace. So Infinite Escape Plans is pretty rough for Mono Metal. So Efreak may have a little bit of trouble here. That said, Vigorous sort of helps. Not really. Yeah, this could be very bad for Efreak. This Still Exodia. Though we're just playing Star Power against Zom, which makes a lot of sense. Zom not having a UWF here is devastating. They also don't know that this board is coming out, so it looks like they're going to be blindsided by it a little bit. This board, without a 5 Thunders, I think loses to what Zom is doing, but with it, I think it's pretty rough. The Wu Jingzhis are fighting, but they are still comfortably in first and second. Alright, let's see the Tanchion versus Efreak. This could be very bad for Team Rat. This could be a double. And unfortunately the board is working this time. No freebies now. So this is the new Tanchion. This is post-patch Tanchion. Just playing escape plan every other turn. Bad news for Efreak. Zom's fortunes look a little bit better. Still in it. Alright. Zom now fighting the ghost of this fairly monstrous board. I do wonder about this one, but we gotta hang out with Zom for this round. Yeah, Zom not losing definitely ended up working out for him here. I don't know if this is I don't know if this is gonna work out super well. The double 1,000 Evils is good, but there's so much attack up on this board. Junctioning just going for the throat. Weakening and then playing the 5 Thunders line, so might win that fight. Generally speaking, Hepstar used to be favored against Mono Wood, but times change. Yeah, so I'm really hurting for gold card. Like, drawn every gold card except the ones they really want. The combined rivers here are just not enough without a proper Force of Water generator. Not even a real, like, Peach Blossom board here. Leaning very heavily on this Max Bud and Blazing Prairie to close things out. It's gonna be tough. Really seeing the Wu Jingzhis coming into their own today. After not seeing much of them yesterday, suddenly we're reminded why they're kind of the scourge of the ladder. I mean, the weekend does a bit, but I don't think it does enough. Man, it was so close. 11 health, just not quite enough. Damn, this HHH board wins. Not too surprised to see the 5 Thunders board taking it out. Zom takes 5th. This board looks like a nightmare, holy crap. So it's funny, the two Wu Jingzhis after running the whole game have kind of run into two boards that seem to kind of walk over them. The Star Power board with the early weaken makes it really hard for the wood board to get under it, and then the 5 Thunders just goes way over the top. It's a good place to be Jiang Shiming here. Also, apparently a good place to be Tanchion. I'm really curious to see how this matchup plays out. I would have thought that this would win, but maybe this board is a little bit weaker. It doesn't have the max spiritage. The blast is a tier lower. The attacks are all weaker, so I kind of think this board is going to beat this one, but I want to see it. Level 1 HHH backed by 2 upgraded Echo formations. Quite a lot of damage, good amount of healing, but I still think it's a little bit too slow against Snowball's board here. This board is susceptible to side. Has to be somewhat early. If you ever side the only traces, the whole board stops working. It needs all 6 chi every cycle. A lot of scaling on this Wu Jingzhe board. And the Tenchion board does not mess around, but it's a max Thorn. It's a max Thorn followed by a level 2 Thorn. Just a little bit too much. And as expected, Jiang Ximing wins this fight. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see Jiang Ximing take this one down. Split 3rd and 4th here. Excited to see more of this board, right up until I'm not excited to see it anymore, which I imagine will be after like 3 more games of it. Hi, Titania. Yeah, indeed. Wu Jingzhe's boards often are strong on 4 and then peter out a little bit towards the end. But that said, we have seen Wu Jingzhe's really dominate some of these late games. Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Are we doing it? Are we doing it? I don't know why we're doing it, but I love it. Okay. Too good to be true. Worked really well yesterday. I don't like it here. I don't think you're supposed to surprise Exodia this board. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to kill it. Or I think they will take advantage of the extra time you give them to wipe you out. Alright, let's see it. Down comes the Weaken. It's enough to tank 1 round. That is not lethal. Whew. That was very close. Very close in both directions, but Jiang Ximing takes the win. Alright. Wow, back-to-back Jiang Ximings. Jiang Ximing is a pretty good character. Well, not back-to-back Jiang Ximings, rather. Jiang Ximing's consistently making it into the top 4, I guess I should say.